Marco Colbert, Speedo Co Refinish Network. All right, guys, it is that time. I've been talking about it ever since I bought this shop about 3 years ago. We are finally going to fix the floors in the back. We're going to do the self-leveling concrete. Now, I already acid washed this concrete about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, so it's relatively grease-free, and clean. However, just life got in the way, work got in the way. I never got around to actually fixing it. I have some help now, so we are going to knock this out. A couple grease spots that I got on it since the last time I cleaned it, so we're going to do a little bit more acid washing, and then we are going to get the self-leveler. We're going to start self-leveling this concrete, getting it smooth and flat again, and then we're going to move it to epoxy. Just want to get this on film, so enjoy the process. All right, so we got the Sika Pro self-leveler. So it calls for 1 gallon of water per bag. We're going to start with a gallon. If we have to add a couple more ounces of water to get the consistency we want, or a couple ounces less, we'll go ahead and do that. We got 5 gallon buckets from Lowe's, and we got a 1 gallon, well actually looks like a 2 gallon measuring cup. You do want to measure this stuff out. You don't want to eyeball it, because if you add too much water, it could lose compression strength, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to go ahead and mix all this up and start flowing it out.
All right, so if you've gotten this far in the video, a lot of you guys are probably wondering, how did I mix up this epoxy? What type did I use? What was my ratio? And why aren't other applicators and or product companies showing you how to make your own custom garage floor epoxy? And the answer is simple. It's a multi-million-dollar money grab industry, and they don't want to give up the secrets as to how to make your own garage epoxy because they're making millions and billions of dollars, not only selling you those garage epoxy kits, but also applicating them to people's homes and garages and things of that nature. I have no business in the epoxy business. I have no shares, no wealth in it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there because I don't really care. The ratio is 1 pound of pigment per 2 gallons of solvent-based epoxy. The majority of the brand we use on this floor was SRC. It's a solvent-based epoxy. If you guys are wondering the price on this 2-gallon kit, it was only $79. So we got 30 gallons of that, and I had 14 or 12 gallons left over from another project. We combined the two, and we were able to make our own custom floor garage epoxy at only $47.50 per gallon, even after adding the pigment. That was the total cost. Your average cost per gallon, if you get a kit from one of these other companies, is going to be right around anywhere from $150 to $300 per gallon. Here's another company that quoted me over $8,000 for the space that I needed done, and we only spent not even, I think it was right around $2,000 total in material. So if you guys are going to do epoxy floors, make the epoxy yourselves. I am giving you guys away the secrets as far as exactly how these companies are mixing this product and selling you a pipe dream. You can just mix it yourself and save the money. All you need to do is source the color pigment you want, add 1 pound per 2 gallons, and mix it up thoroughly and dump it and spread it. And you have a perfectly industrial grade epoxy floor.
Have it, how to take your super rough, 100-year-old concrete floor. It's got, the pitting and the wear and the tear. This is how you do it. I'm sure this is not the 100% professional way to do it. There's probably some concrete guys out there that say, oh, you didn't put the leveler down right, or some epoxy experts, oh, you didn't use a primer. However, for a guy that doesn't do epoxy floors as a profession, I am just a painter. I use my general knowledge as a painter to mix up my own custom epoxy and apply it. I have done, residential painting with a roller, back rolling and all that stuff, whatever. So, we did the best we could, and I gotta say, I am extremely happy with the results. It is not perfect, but compared to what it was being a 100-year-old concrete floor, I'm going to give this a solid, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, in my opinion, as far as what it was and what we took this floor to. This epoxy is so hard. You guys saw the epoxy floor I did in my other mechanical shop. Little did I know, and I come to find out after I applied it, it was one of those, environmentally friendly water-based formulas, and I'm having some issues with it. I will say it's still sticking to the floor pretty good, but it's just not, it's not hard, Like, this floor is hard. Like, I'm going to take this spray gun, I'm going to smack it right on the floor. Look, okay, so there's a nice thick spot right there, right? Like, it does not chip. Like, it is hard. It's like, this is a very, very, very durable floor. I don't believe we're going to have any problems with it. It's a very solid job. One thing I'm going to say about epoxy floors, and I'm just going to let all you newcomers, newbies out here, let y'all know, the epoxy floor looks the best the day after you apply it. 1 week later, it's going to dull a little bit. And then as you begin to, drive cars on it, drive motorcycles on it, walk on it, you know, put stuff on it, it will wear. You are going to get scratches. It is going to scratch. You're guaranteed to get tire marks. But if you're smart and you choose like a darker color like this, and then also if you add maybe like a little bit of a flake with like a urethane, or like not even just like a clear epoxy top coat, it will heavily hide those imperfections. You know, when I first did my epoxy floor in my other shop, you know, I got it done. I was like, oh, wow, this is amazing. And I started pulling the cars in, and my heart was just like broken. I was like, oh, it's got tire marks everywhere. Now I'm just like, okay, I learned from my lesson. I didn't wax the floor. It was my fault. I also put the epoxy on too thin because I was running pretty low on material. Also my fault. So we did a little bit different this time. We made sure we got the epoxy super thick. We put a polish, a wax on the floor. So we did everything, you know, semi-right. So Blaze said, guys, in the beginning, I am no expert on this. I know how to do it. I'm pretty good at it for, you know, DIY guy. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned a lot from it, and I'm very glad I could give you guys a secret that these bigger companies are doing, and how they're basically selling you stuff for 4 times the cost when you can just make it yourself. I gave you guys the ratio, so hope this helps some of you guys out. Like, subscribe, new videos